Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron for Millennium Dawn with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Ukraine. So the date is 25th of March, it's evening, and I'm gonna record only one episode today because I'm frankly quite tired and had a rough day at work, but I still want to play because I'm having fun. So I made some tea, and we are going to do this. But before we do, I actually wanted to show you two things. On your screen right about now, you should see a map of Ukraine with the positioning of the Russian forces. Now, if you compare this to previous estimations, you will see that it definitely seems like the Ukrainians are advancing and pushing the Russian forces back. So that is something to be, happy about, quite honestly. Even though I'm not wishing anyone any ill, the Russians have nothing to do in Ukraine. Second thing that I wanted to show you are the estimated losses of the Russian armed forces in Ukraine. Now again, these are at least based on the numbers, estimations made by the Ukrainian side, but if I compare these to the estimations of the independent observers, those numbers are much, much closer to the Ukrainians than to the Russians. So even though if they might be a bit high, I would say that the Russian forces are definitely getting or taking heavy losses, and that is also not good. There are some news. There were some news today about some initial uprisings in the Russian forces. So morale is probably at an all-time low. Okay, with that said, I think we can get on with the game. Now, in the previous episode, we have started our SBU intelligence agency, and we are continuing with the constructions. We made a plan for additional factories being distributed to various projects, at which point I moved, or actually after the episode, I moved the 9A52 Tornado up at the top of the list because we wanted the next factory to go to that one, and then we will start strengthening things. Actually, I think that the ATGM might go somewhere like this. Well, oh yeah, we need those, but we don't. Actually, oh yeah, like this. I like it there. So the next factory is going to go to the Tornado, and then the next one to the IFVs, because we are still missing 640 of those, and we definitely need to start replacing the older ones with the newer ones. So that's something that we should look after. I also want to mention that once we get the IFV, I'm going to put an additional factory in the production of the T-84 tanks. And once we are actually done with the next research, we are going to, not now, but once we're done with the T-84 and start doing the MBT 2015 and finish it, I'm going to design a new variant of the MBT 2015 and call it T-90 Oplot, which is going to be our main battle tank for the next couple of years, actually a decade. Kind of interesting. Not only the tank does need more steel, but they actually need more rare materials. That's kind of interesting development. But yeah, the armor is just wow. That is, and it's getting faster and faster. So pretty good there. So I think we can unpause it and see what we're gonna do. As I mentioned, we got the intelligence agency, and I would like to start developing the counterintelligence here. It's going to take a while, and unfortunately that will be inevitable. But the things that we want from here the most are the counterintelligence and the cyber warfare. No, not the cyber warfare, the cybersecurity division and reinforced encryption. Those are the things that we need. Because in case a war breaks out with Russia, I'm pretty sure they will make sure that we suffer some bad things, some repercussions that we would rather not suffer. So that is something that we need to keep an eye on. We got a bunch of political power here, which I would like to dedicate to tax reform, but we'll need to have a bit more so that we can lower the corporate taxes and increase the population taxes accordingly, because we're not doing all that hot at this point, and I don't really want to fall into more debt. Now remember, we were lower, but as we got the Hyperloop constructed, that was a 45 billion hit to the treasury, and that is not something that you can just pass upon easily. So yeah. Let's do a little check around the world. Syria is still torn, and no one is advancing, which is pretty good. It's making me happy. They're obviously putting the things that we're sending them to good use. Ethiopia is fighting these guys here. Yeah, these are mountain provinces. Anything happening there is getting massive penalties to all sides, so I guess that the province is never going to be conquered. Now, I don't know why they're not attacking the Eritrean coast. There's a city here of Assab with a port, and you could advance along the coast and maybe, well, if you could manage to encircle Asmara, then you would be golden, but not sure what's going there. So Slovakia is leaving the EU, right? Yeah, they get the Slota there. We get Václav Meyer, whoever the hell he's supposed to be. Poland is being led by Adam Grumczyk. Ruch Narodowy. Okay, so EU is not doing good in this playthrough. SPD, that is fine. Okay. We got a neutral outlook in Austria. France still has Jacques Chirac. We get Jeremy Corbyn in UK. Stefano Parisi, I actually don't know this guy. Forza Italia. Spain has PSOE, okay. And did you guys join? No, okay. You're probably in NATO though, right? Let's try and mark this allies. Sure, Greek has Kostas Karamantis. That's not Syriza, that's a New Democracy. I'm not sure if they went with... I'm probably going with a weird sort of weird way. And how's Turkey looking? Still got Democratic Left Party here. Bülent Ecevit. Very good. What about Kazakhstan? I guess there's nothing you can expect from that. Sadik Togadov. Salafi jihadism. Damn, okay. Wasn't expecting that. Got Hu Jintao in China. And we can now take the doctrine here. So we already decided that we want the flight and element air tasking. Employing aviation assets at organizations below the squadron allows for greater granularity and flexibility in prosecuting targets. Mutual exclusive with large strike packages. Okay, so that gives air superiority and big boost and ground support. And we got the election campaigns. I actually forgot about that. Okay. So he's from the Liberals. They're actually doing much better than they did before, but PMU is also there. Fatherland is gone. Oligarchs are gone. And we get an invitation to NATO. Well, okay. Now this is a tricky one. Foreign policy debate. Mykola Borisov faces tough decisions about who to attack. Nationalist idiots or emerging outlook imbeciles. We actually want the emerging outlook imbeciles because we got some nationalists in the fatherland and okay, they're non-aligned conservatives. So this is a bit of a shot to the leg. Damn it. Well, I guess I'm going to have to go on another huge rant here. Now, the easiest way, and we all know about this, is just to join NATO and to become one with EU. That is the preferred way for Ukraine, but that screams peaceful playthrough, and a very peaceful playthrough for that. So that's why I avoided getting into NATO, but I mean, this would give us the opportunity to grow peacefully, be protected from a Russian attack, but still attack them if we want to. I don't know if in such a case we would drag the entire NATO into it, but it would definitely give us the opportunity to leave NATO and then attack if we ever so desire. So I don't see why we shouldn't join. So let's actually join NATO and reap the benefits of it. It was actually the focus here that I could have taken. NATO membership action plan. Well, we can actually do that one if we want to. Okay, and we just got an operative possibility. Well, Adam Shvets definitely looks like a Ukrainian. What do you have? Scientist and revolutionary. And Mykola Zelenko. Damn, like, you guys are well groomed. Well, I don't doubt that, but well, we want people for, I mean, we want people for defense here. So, well, this is kind of cool. Let's get Olena, just for roleplay reasons, because we want people for counterintelligence here. So the factory has been finished, which means, dun dun dun, we are now producing tornadoes. So let's allow them to go down here. They still get enough resources, right? Let's have the recalculation done. Yep, okay, so everyone is getting enough resources. That is awesome, meaning we are going to get about 2 per week, if I'm calculating this correctly, because we are going to triple the production, meaning we're going to get 12 per month. Okay, so that's nearly 3 per week. Cool. We're going to triple, actually more, no, not more than triple. So about 4 per month. That's going to be a big boost to our rocket artilleries. Okay, Canada wants us to get their ComSat, and I have no reason to say no to that. And the early 3D printers are coming, so we can speed up the game slightly now. And start, actually, what does this say? Early 3D printing was found suitable for creating functional or aesthetic prototypes. This process is called rapid prototyping. So we can go with the 3D wax printer next. A 3D wax printer uses wax and other forms of thermoplastic materials. Boost the production efficiency based on retention. So as we want to, continue and get the bonuses from the retention cap and the military output, we have to continue this way. But once I get the modern GMOs, I'm actually going to switch it to the artillery. I did not realize that we actually need that as well. We got the 2A65, but this one is important. There's going to be boosts to rather all, the soft attack from 25 to 41, Jesus. Hard attack from 8 to 15, breakthrough, piercing. We need the new artillery. This is just a mandatory thing for us. We have a lot of units that are using those, so not having that would be a really stupid idea. And these artillery pieces will get massive boost. Mykola Borisov's coalition re-elected. With the votes counted, the Ukrainian voters have decided to give Mykola Borisov and the Liberals another term. The current ruling parties have secured a majority in the new parliament and can extend their mandate to rule together. Mykola Borisov continues to enjoy their support as the leader of Ukraine. Okay, we could do that. Let's keep it real. Now, there is a decision here that I actually did not speak about, and that's we can retire Mykola Borisov as a leader, which would give us Volodymyr Zelensky as the leader of Ukraine. Now, while I would kind of like that, I don't see any roleplay reason for that because Mykola has just won the elections. So, why would we... Oh, wow, they're actually... Okay, it looks like they're ruling alone? Cool. Well, why not? Why wouldn't you rule alone when you need coalitions to do that? Okay, so gross net income is 155 million. So let's lower corporation tax and increase the population tax. Okay, cool. We'll actually need to increase the population tax one more time. Yeah, okay. And once we get 100 political power, I'm going to increase population tax and lower the corporate tax. And I might just keep it at 2020. Denmark left EU. Dang. That is disconcerting. But not much we can do with that. Okay, you're gonna be done soon, Zakarpattia. Then we're gonna work on the Over Dnipro, which will give us additional factories. Now, I know I spoke about this before, but I might want to start these units on the drilling. And we haven't finished the Polk Specjalnego Przeznaczenia. I remember what we wanted. We wanted them to work with tanks. And we could potentially do that. But afterwards we wanted to add more special forces, didn't we? Didn't we? Yeah, we did. Okay, so that will require 70. And we might actually go as far as to go like this. Self-propelled, heavy. Actually, I could do it like so. Yeah, that would be kind of cool. I would like a unit like this. 85. Well, that's gonna take a while to get. But a really decent unit for city holding and city attacking, which is what we want. Not a good one to fight in complicated terrain though, like mountains. Yeah, the defense. Well, I mean, it's pretty cool. Hard attack, soft attack. And kind of interestingly, it's not very high on the hardness scale. So while it's dealing insane amount of hard attack and has a decent defense and breakthrough, it would be pretty good. And this is with the old tank. Once this piercing goes higher up, a lot of organization as well. Suppression, not a lot of reconnaissance though, which is something that, you know, as far as the special forces go, you might want to have something like that. Though air attack is impressive. This unit is not gonna take, you know, beating from anyone. It's just gonna rail any aircraft that's gonna try to attack it, which is, I guess, a pretty good thing to do, but well, we'll need to think about it. So we finished the GMOs, modern GMOs, that is, and I think at this point I'm going to go with that artillery here, 191 days, and then switch it back to GMOs. High-speed rail is going to be done, which will allow us to get the modern high-speed rail, and at that point I might actually consider upgrading the railway at least a bit, or, you know, seeing if we can do something here. So high-speed rail gives us a 200% boost to railway construction speed. The next one gives an additional 300. While not a decisive advance in technology, further use and more expansion of existing high-speed rail networks will allow ironing out some more issues and give rail designers more experience when planning these systems. So we could go with you next, which we will. What are we? Wait. Oh, what? Ah, because we're in the NATO. Okay. US withdraws their troops from Iraq. I guess that's part of us now, because we're in the NATO. Wait, can we see what was happening there? We no longer can. The last convoy of US soldiers pulled out of Iraq, ending nearly 9 years of wars that inflicted many casualties on both sides, and left the country grappling with political uncertainty. The final columns of around 100, mostly US military MRAP armored vehicles carrying 500 US troops trundled across the southern Iraq desert from their last base through the night and daybreak along an empty highway to the Kuwaiti border. For the United States, the military pullout is the fulfillment of a promise to bring troops home from a conflict widely considered the most unpopular war since Vietnam, and one of that tainted America's standing worldwide. And still Obama. Thanks, Obama. For Iraqis, though, the departure brings a sense of sovereignty tempered by nagging fears their country may slide once again into the kind of sectarian violence that killed many thousands of people at its peak in 2006 and 2007. Available war goal. Oh yeah, that's the Russian one. Well, the civilian industry will be done soon, so at least that's good. And we can repay those $2 billion. We're actually not that crazy on this. Okay, let's negotiate with rioters, which is fun. That's actually going to cancel most of our... Yeah, because we don't have political power. Which is kind of good, you know. We'll enjoy a bit more political power here, and then we're gonna repair the relations if we have to. Protests erupt demanding change in Tunisia. Oh, is that the Arab Spring? Years of dissatisfaction with corruption and human rights abuses in Tunisia have finally boiled over in the form of mass protests around the country. While some protesters appear to simply desire substantial systemic reform, crowds in Tunis have reportedly taken up the slogan, "The people want the fall of the regime," indicating that some favor a complete rejection of the political establishment. Police have responded to the protests with tear gas and rubber bullets, but there is still little indication as to whether Zine al-Abidine Ben Ali will seek to address the demands of the protesters or crush this challenge to his authority. It also remains to be seen how Zine al-Abidine Ben Ali's Western backers will respond to these unprecedented developments. Okay, does that give us an option? Nope. Okay, so let's see you. Will we get that factory? Yes, we did. Which means that right now, once we get the leases of industrial complexes, we'll be able to go right back to it. And at that point, I'm going to start upgrading our counterintelligence here. Because that is something that we might want. Now, it's going to take away 5 factories, but it's not going to hurt us that much. At least not in the short run. Well, 14 trains are in the stockpile. We're producing an extra... Once we get to 20, I'm going to remove one of these factories because we don't need these trains that much. Stockpiling mounted ATGMs, that's awesome. We get 74 now in stockpile. Let's get it to a couple hundred. Tanks are being produced. We're about 540 IFVs short. And, okay, 15,885 small arms short. C4 equipment we're upgrading at a rapid rate of 6.27 per day, but that means we're stockpiling the previous ones. Yeah, we got over 1,000 in reserve. That's amazing. Good job, everyone. What's next? Okay, manpads, 2,000 in the reserve. ATGMs are fine. 266 aircraft to be upgraded. Okay, at a rate of 9.9. Will we get? We will be just shy of 1 per month, I think. Interesting. Self-propelled anti-air is also growing. We might get to 2 per week, especially if we get additional boosts to production. And the tornadoes. Okay, we already produced 5 of those, and we're producing them at a rate of 1.32 per week, meaning we're gonna definitely get to about 2.5 per week, which is good. NATO membership action plan. Only a few formalities remain on the road to joining NATO. Once the legislation is final, it is time for the Ukrainian people to join with the West and finalize their place in Europe. In life, sometimes a side must be chosen. Let us hope that it is the right one for Ukraine. Well, I do hope. I do hope. I don't want snap elections. I don't want anything here. Aftermath of the Crimea. Yeah, nothing here is sacred for us. Or interesting, as might be the case. Invitation to NATO. We already are in NATO, aren't we? Aren't we? Yeah, we are a NATO member, so... Well, let's get in NATO again. Kinda cool though, but... I am fine with it. I am fine with it. Well, train our troops, guys. That is the best you can do. And I'd prefer some more investments if you didn't mind, but whatever floats your boat. So let's check on some of our units. I'm actually thinking that, yeah, we wanted to drill these units and we wanted to get upgrades to our... Wait, no. I also wanted to drill you, but that means we're gonna lose tons and tons of IFVs. And I don't like that one bit. Well though, one thing that I think we might want to do, and one might want to consider, is training a tank brigade. What are we gonna miss? IFVs, utility vehicles. Okay, that's fine. We can make one here. That's gonna take what? 664 small arms, 13 utility vehicles, 21 ATGMs, mounted ATGMs, APCs, command equipment, 210 main battle tanks. Okay, we're taking the T-72s. We're actually upgrading this unit, so that's pretty darn cool. So we're gonna get another Tankova Brigada. Okay, now here we go with the ability to lease industrial complexes. Well, we're actually pretty good on the money, and that should jump us to 12 factories, which means I'm going to do the following. Counterintelligence. Get me that sweet counterintelligence. We got one from our counterintelligence, and base value is, yeah, okay, so our counterintelligence is 1.8. And the revolution sweeps the regime in Tunisia. So who's the new leader? Sorry, Ikram. Okay, your duct is pretty cool. Western outlook. Okay. Celebrations have broken out across Tunisia following the collapse of the outgoing ruler's government. The former president has been forced to flee the country, taking refuge in Saudi Arabia. A caretaker government under Zine El Abidine Ben Ali, the Tunisian prime minister, has taken power until elections are held, but distrusts the temporary nature of its rule. Protests nonetheless continue, as many demand the complete dismantling of the ruling party and the resignation of all its members. Nice. Good for Tunisia. Okay, I actually think we can go a bit dramatic here and start drilling you. Which is going to increase our daily consumption, but not enough for us to feel threatened. Which means, as we're actually producing the aircraft, I might start more drills here. Szturmowa awiacyjna. You guys can start drawing as well. Okay, that's gonna increase our consumption to 7.2. Wait, that's not it. And you can also stop drilling. Still not enough. Okay, that's what I like to see. That's the go-getter attitude. So what else do we have? You guys. Well, actually no, that means... Do we only have you? That kinda sucks. Do we have really like... Didn't the game claim that we need to... Oh wait, that's so weird. Let's look at here. No, we actually got just you. That is so weird. Where is the 270 aircraft that you are supposed to replace? 265. That is weird. Wait, are you replacing these ones? The flankers? Where the hell are those aircraft? Those are light jets, so you're definitely not replacing those. Where the hell are they going? Wait, are they going to just stockpile and they will change them all at once? No, so 27 flanker, that's not it. So yeah, it looks like they're replacing the Su-27. No, that's Wait, what? I am confused. Let's check it this way. That's easier. MiGs. Oh, okay. So they are in fact replacing these guys. Okay, but I thought that you guys were multi-role. So I guess I'm wrong at that. Okay, so what we can let these guys drill for a bit. That's not an issue. They can benefit from that, but we won't be able to replace them anytime soon anyway. So kind of interesting to see that happening in the real time. Okay, this factor is gonna boost our production of IFVs. Good. Let that happen. So that means those IFVs are gonna get to about 1.8 per day. We would need to. Well, we are still going to boost the production efficiency by about 7%, and then we might just about get to about 2 per day. With the effect of the technology that we're gonna get and with further boost in factories. But 2 per day would be pretty good. That's a really decent production. Protests spread across Arab world. The collapse of the Tunisian regime has inspired movements across the Arab world. Many have taken up the slogans of the Tunisian revolution, calling upon their leaders to enact meaningful reforms or, in some cases, resign en masse. Arab leaders have begun scrambling to either accommodate or suppress protests, hoping to avoid the fate of the Tunisian dictators, as they did in real world. The rapid spread of the pro-democracy movement throughout the region, which some have started referring to as Arab Spring, has taken the world by surprise. However, many experts in the past years have highlighted the fragility of Arab regimes which have relied on coercion and surveillance to maintain their rule. All across the region, alienation from a distant ruling elite, rampant corruption, and economic woes have slowly fed a widespread desire for change in some shape or form. It is these sentiments that have now exploded into a region-wide popular movement calling for change. I really found interesting most of them, but the way the one in Egypt played out was a mess, and I recommend that any one of you that are interested in seeing how things can go wrong, then right, then wrong, then right again, Egypt is your country. That was wild, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so we're gonna be created or trained next to Kiev. And with us being able to get more of these, I think it might be a good time to look at that. Okay, what if we went a bit smaller here? Not gonna work. Mechanized recon and how much recon do you guys have? What it would be no difference in recon. Armor 0.7, armor 0.7. You know what, we could put in the armor. We're not using those, so let's put the heavy. So this would be, this would actually not be such a bad unit. That would still have, it would be smaller, a bit more compact, but a decent air attack and defense. So let's, does that change? I think that might change the division to an infantry template, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would change it to a much different unit. So just going this way and then adding heavy engineers, self-propelled, and you, and changing you guys to heavy mechanized. That would still give them an amazing defense and an equal amazing soft and hard attack. They would be much smaller. It would be a bit more expensive though. But they are amazing in every sense of the word, pretty much everywhere. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with something like this. 75 though. And we're paused this whole time. Damn it. So let us actually do it. Let us make them this way, and I'm gonna add the additional 2 engineering brigades afterwards. And let's see what that's gonna do to our production. Okay, so we need more utility vehicles, I believe. No change in tanks, but a change in IFVs, change in guns, change in command equipment, change in self-propelled artillery, and change in rocket artillery. So that's not a surprise though. That is not a surprise. How are you guys with the equipment then? Wait, what are you missing? Oh, the IFVs. Okay. Yeah, that is limiting you heavily. I can see that. Same with you. Yep, that's actually really bad. But, you know, we'll still be okay with that. That's not such a major issue. And the tax reform is here. So increase, decrease. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Now corporations and our benefactors, the population, are paying the same thing. And once we finish this factor, I'm going to end the episode for today. It's going pretty well. The intelligence agency will take additional 15 days to roll around, which is kind of sad, but what can you do? And here we go. We got the third factory producing the IFVs. So unfortunately, the production efficiency plummeted again, but we won't play with that anymore, so it's gonna be fine. We got 15 trains in reserve. Still, yeah, this is annoying me. So let's go like this. And that additional factory landed where? Where did that extra factory go? Oh, the ATGMs. Yeah, gotcha. To the ATGMs, so we're going to start producing them. And the next factory that's already being constructed is going to go to the airpoints, which is awesome because we need a strong, dedicated air force against the Russians. And then the additional 2 factories are going to go to the self-propelled anti-air. Awesome. I'm really happy with this. Man, and my episodes are just getting longer and longer. I need to chill. I need to chill. But yeah, let's not forget about this. This is something that we want. So I like that they're giving even some, bonuses to hard attack and entrenchment. Especially the entrenchment is going to be amazing. I mean it. Cool. So finish the reform of the army. And we might just start tweaking it a bit to serve our purposes, but we really need to increase the amount of forces that we're fielding. For about at 300,000 strength in army and deployed manpower and strength in army. What the hell am I even saying? So we're gonna start throwing more units out there, because you can see they kind of surround us and they don't seem to have a problem with that. So we need to pack a punch, because that is going to be really important for us. Okay, like here? No, that's yeah, they have a unit in every single place at the border. So if we want to fight them off, we will need way more units. How many are there? Put it together, game. You won't, you bastards. Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 units. So we outnumber them about 2 to 1, but the AI has a nasty habit of having huge units. So each one of these is probably stronger than any we can field against them. Meaning that it will require much more for us to punch through. But, that still is okay. And once we finish this research, we are going to start building the railways as well. And oh my god, I have to end.